What's going on, everybody? This is Shit Talk Reviews. I'm John. In the room with me today, David J. What's the word, my friend?
John, it's great to be here. We are missing somebody, unfortunately.
We are. Life got in the way for Mr. Showerhead today.
Yeah, Derek can't be with us today, but he is in spirit. You know what I mean?
He's always here in spirit. Well, let's get into it, man. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Forgive me.
No, that's all right. I was just going to tell everybody, John and I were in the studio this weekend and we had an absolute blast. So it felt good to get out and do music with somebody other than, my poor wife who has to sit here and listen to it all the time.
It'll be the next big hit signal.
But anyway, I had a very good time, John. Thank you.
That was a good time. I was glad to have you over. So before we get into it, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that a large portion of your head keeps disappearing.
Oh,
on my
is it
screen.
disappearing?
Just from like here up, disappears for a second. Yeah,
I could see you, no problem. How about now?
Well, I can see it just fine.
Okay.
Your hat just keeps disappearing, but that's neither here nor there. Technical glitch.
Yes.
We're here to talk about music. Oh yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. And we love you. And come to the website and we'll send you stickers. shittalkreviews.com. Good stuff. So,
good job, John.
Thanks, buddy. It's your pick this week. What? Tell my sister who we're listening to.
Well, Kate, we're going to be talking about P.O.D. today with their new album Veritas. I think everybody's familiar with this band. They've been off the radar for a little bit. I think I read it was 5-6 years since their last album, but generally speaking, this band's been around, John, since 1992. I mean, 30 years out of California. They came on huge. They sold 12 million or so records. And I think we all know, we can remember the year of 2001 because they had the huge hits, right? The two huge hits, Alive and Youth of the Nation. I remember I was an assistant hockey coach at that time in college. And man, the kids in the locker room loved P.O.D., especially Alive. It was in the locker room. It was a staple. So, they're one of those bands, John, where I've always said it's P.O.D. They're just that band. They have catchy choruses in all their songs. They have huge radio hit plays, and they won three Grammy Award nominations. So the radio play is huge for these guys. And like I said, the catchy choruses, everybody likes them. Are they a little monotonous? Maybe you can always tell the P.O.D. song. A lot of the songs to me sound the same. But with that being said, this album sounded a little bit different for me. It sounded, this is one of their better albums as far as I'm concerned. Had a little bit of grit, a lot of melodics, some soft tones to it. But overall, it was a good P.O.D. album.
Well, I completely agree. P.O.D. that's one thing you can always count on, that a P.O.D. album is going to sound just like P.O.D. They found their groove in 94, 95, 96, when they got started, and they stuck with it.
Yeah.
And they put out good records. This record is no different in that, the performances are solid and they were captured well. And it's an easy record to listen to.
No doubt.
P.O.D. is, I guess they'd be classified as they were new metal or new metalcore, whatever the genre is. Derek would, of course, correct me on that if that's wrong. But they're a great band in that they're very accessible. If you're down with the rock rap kind of vibe, man, they are a super accessible band. They can get a little bit edgier if you want something, if you're not into real heavy music, but you want something that has a little bit of an edge to it. P.O.D. is a great band for it.
100%, John. You're dead on. Yeah.
Yeah. And this album, I'm always hoping to hear something a little different from P.O.D. And I didn't hear anything that different on this record, but I think they went with it's a little heavier,
a little edgier.
Little, yes. Yeah. Maybe they went with some grittier tones, but it has a bit of a heavier feel than some of their other records. They're a great workout band, right? You're going to the gym, you're going to work out, you're putting P.O.D. Want to get yourself all pumped up, amped up when you're getting sweaty.
But John, let me introduce the band members. I failed to do that in the beginning. Vocalist Paul Joshua Sandoval, bassist Mark Daniels, lead guitar Marcus Curiel, I hope I pronounced that right, and drummer Noah Bernardo. So, and most of these guys they've had some in and out roster changes, but pretty solid on this lineup overall. So
Yeah, the drummer Noah, I read that in 2021 they were starting a European leg of a tour, and he needed some time away from the band for whatever reason. It sounds like it was all like everybody in the band was cool with it. He just needed some, as they put it, quote unquote, space.
sure.
And they brought in Alex Lopez, the drummer from Suicide Silence, to cover at least the touring duties. And Alex is a great drummer as well. So yeah, with a few lineup changes here and there, anyway, at least behind the kit, they've had solid guys. Whether it was I guess Noah was one of the founding members. It was his garage that things got started in. So I know he has stated that he is, the band is still front and center with him. He is still front and center with the band. Even if he's not with them, they're still the band.
Yeah.
So
now, John, would you say this band that would play easily 15,000, or are they more in the 10 and under range? Because they are huge. I mean, I'm just curious.
I would think that they could probably under 10, no problem. They could probably fill those kind of venues, and if they were brought along as a support act for a bigger band, I'm sure they could not disappoint a larger crowd too.
Yeah.
Like you said, they've been around a long time. They've
11 albums.
Yep. They've wired what they do. They're good at it. And so I would never on any level say that they're not a good band.
Yeah.
They are what they are.
They got street cred. They earned it.
Yeah,
sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. And like I said in the beginning of the podcast, it's P.O.D. This is what you're going to get. This is it. You know? But you know what? They're a big enough band to talk about, right? We got to talk about them.
They had some great guests come on and sing. Randy Blythe from Lamb of God is right on the opening track.
Yeah.
Cove Reber of Seosin and Scary Kids Scaring Kids is great. And Tatiana, always
Afraid to Die. Yeah, Tatiana Shamlock, I believe you pronounce it, John.
Yeah, from Ginger. She is amazing.
And that was a killer song, Afraid to Die, overall on there. She was outstanding. So, we could go through the songs, but I think that a lot of the songs are going to be the same. Catchy choruses, good vibe, Yeah. I mean, because that's what they are. It's P.O.D.
There are a couple of things. The opening track, Drop, with Randy Blythe singing, was that one kind of drives me crazy because
heavy tones in that song, though.
Let me tell you why it drives me crazy. There are a few spots in the song where there's this big buildup in it. You're just waiting for like this massive, if you will, drop to hit, and it's not there.
Right.
They go back into a quiet verse, and maybe they're toying with us, whatever. But there's some unexpected changes there. But Randy is a monster, and it was cool to hear him. I wish we would have heard more Randy on that track.
Yeah, great, and good song. I liked it. Had a good vibe to it. You're right. Like I mentioned, it had some heavy tones to it, and then it did kind of drop off. But again, the chorus, drop. It's just have a catchy. It's just a catchy song,
and that's why I say the middle break in there is heavy.
Yeah,
it's a great heavy, drop in the middle. But they got me on the other, prior coming up to that. I'm like, wait a minute, this is when it's supposed to go nuts, and it doesn't.
No doubt this band has that potential to just completely rip it and go heavy. I mean, they have that ability to. That would sound phenomenal in a genre of metal, but you're just not going to get it.
Going to what you asked before, I could see 10,000 people losing their shit in an arena.
Yeah.
To P.O.D. Sure. I got that. The second track, I dig it. It's unapologetically a P.O.D. track.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we're going to say that a lot, John.
A lot.
You're right.
Yeah. Afraid to Die with Tatiana is great.
Great song.
Her work on it is fantastic.
Yeah.
And if you
one
don't
of my
know,
favorites on the album.
If you don't know Ginger, check Ginger out. They are a phenomenal band, and she is a crazy great singer. She's got the cleans. She's got the growls. She's awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Before that, John, I got that. I thought that was a good song. I thought the band was tight in that in this song. I actually liked it. Had a little I hate to say old school POD because a lot of it sounds the same, but this had that early 2000 feels to it to me in this song. And I like the fact, like you just said, they have so many powerful moments and you want more. In the 2:30 mark of this song where it got heavier, I really, really liked, I
Well,
wish it would have had that throughout.
yeah, I got that was the first song. I mean, again, a POD, and I don't mean disrespect by this, but a POD record is a POD record largely.
Yeah, right.
But on this record, I got that. The second track was the first song where I went, well, there's POD.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is what I expected from a POD record.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Afraid to Die. Now, Dead Right, the fourth track, this one kind of got me a little bit because the main riff in
the riff
in that song
is killer.
Well, to me, it sounds like they just took the whole middle break of Duality by Slipknot. And if you know the song, you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, put on Duality by Slipknot. And I thought, oh, well, that's
well, I would definitely going to check that out.
Sure. Slipknot entered the room when they wrote Dead Right, which is, hey, Slipknot's a great band, so I'm not beating up on them for it. But, and it's not like, I don't want to say they stole the riff from Slipknot because it's a pretty, and again, this is a no disrespect statement. It's a simple riff. It's just like a stretched out triplet riff. It's and it's effective. It's powerful. So it's not like they were forging the Mona Lisa. They had a similar feel to something that Slipknot has made real popular. But
I like the song. It had a cool vibe to it. It had a little, I know it's kind of going to sound crazy. It had a little bit of Faith No More to it, to me, a little bit. The guitar riff throughout was really good. And, I like the breaks. I think if I remember offhand, it had a little bit of an instrumental in it towards the end of the song, which was nice. It had a little bit of everything, but I liked it. I thought it was a good song.
Yeah. Fifth track, Breaking?
Yes.
A little more up tempo for compared to the rest of the album. Some nice melodics in there. I like that one.
I noted that. Yeah. Yeah.
And then interestingly, for the next track, Lay Me Down, Rue's song, I have the exact same notes, just slower with nice melodics, which again, I think is kind of indicative of what we're saying. And that is that no disrespect to POD, but a POD record is a POD record is a POD record.
I thought Lay Me Down was a cool song. The riffs on these albums are very, very catchy and they are very good. But I thought Marcus, again, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Curiel, I thought he was amazing on this song overall. Just really, really solid. To me, he stuck out on this song out of all of them. So hats off to him.
Yep. Track 7, I Won't Bow Down. This was another one to me that felt like a very old school POD song.
Yeah. Good song. Just had more potential, I thought.
Yeah. The next one, This Is My Life, that has Cove Rubber on it. I like it. It's a kind of a straight up rock song, nice chord progressions in there. The back and forth between Sonny and Cove is great. I think Cove's voice is a real nice addition, at least to this song. And again, he is with Seosin and also Scaring Kids. And he's got some chops.
John, I will tell you this, and I am not making this up. I cannot agree with you more. I echo everything you just said. And I'm even going to throw in Lies We Tell Ourselves. And I'm going to tell you why. Because all the way down to I Won't Bow Down was POD. And then I thought these two songs almost weren't like POD songs. They were so different than what you just heard before that it's almost like two separate bands playing. At least that's how I felt.
Yeah, for Lies We Tell Ourselves, my first thought, I thought, holy shit, is POD covering a Weezer track?
Exactly. Yes.
And I like it.
It took a drastic turn on these two songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit of a curve for the record. Yeah.
Yeah.
We Are One, Our Struggle. Another sort of prototypical POD anthem, big track.
You just heard the two songs before and then boom, back to POD.
To POD.
But it was you know what, John, we are on. It's a catchy song, had melodics to it, cool chorus. Like you just said, it's POD.
That's right? They know how to do that. That's what they do. They're one of those bands kind of, almost in the punk in the punk genre. They found their lanes, they stay in it. And I was reading a bunch of reviews about the album and online, and it's very mixed. You've got 50% of the people are saying, oh, this is great. This is one of P.O.D.'s strongest records to date.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear something a little bit different, the same, but it's a little different. And then the other 50% of the people are like, I was really hoping that for the 11th album, they'd step out of their comfort zone and try something different.
Why?
Maybe they'll step out of their comfort zone for the 12th album. I don't know.
Why do that? Yeah.
It works. Again, and from a listener standpoint, you have the option to, well, I guess not about having an option, but some people, want to hear their favorites learn and grow and evolve. And other people, when they like Jethro Tull, all they want to hear is Aqualung, and that's fine too. And for those folks, P.O.D. is a perfect band because they are super consistent.
Yeah, they are. No doubt.
Yeah. But I digress. Feeling Strange, the closer.
Yeah, you know what, John? This was the only song on the album I wasn't a fan of. I just didn't care for it. I thought it was a little bit all over the place. For me, it just never caught its footing. It just didn't click for me. This is the only one I was disappointed with.
The first half of the song had a lot of like Nick Hexum and Essay from 311.
Mm-hmm.
They trade, they harmonize with one another and trade lyrics back and forth. And this felt a lot like their 311's vocal styling, which like you, it kind of threw me a little bit because that's not totally, typical P.O.D.
John, let me just stop you right there. Let me just say 311. What a great fucking band they were.
Oh, great band.
My God. Right,
still a strong band. They're 311's early albums are really strong.
Such a
little heavier
band.
than the rest. Amazing band. Yeah.
They are amazing.
So when this track played, I was like, oh shit. I'm feeling some 311 in there. And then the track progresses and then it just ends.
Right.
It the song just kind of stops.
It just was all over the place.
Yeah, it didn't feel like there wasn't any resolution or closure to the song. It just like it's going, and it stopped.
Yeah,
and I thought,
good point,
okay.
John.
And then the first listen through the album, I was like, oh, I wonder what they're going into. Nothing. That's just the end of it. It just
that was it.
Stops and okay. Yeah. So as I said before, I think it's a well put together record. On the upside, the performances were solid and they were captured really well. It's a super clean mix. It's easy on the ears to listen to. On the downside, it was exactly what I expected, which I guess isn't necessarily a bad thing, but
no. Yeah. Listen, there's one good thing about these guys before we get into scoring it. They're consistent. They're just a really good rock band. They've been around for a really long time. It's not an accident. They have tapped into whatever they've done. They have tapped into to a lot of people to be as successful as they are and get as many hits and on the radio as they are. It's not by accident. So like John said before, why change? Just stick to what you're doing. It's working for you, So, and I've loved this album, and I've had this album, probably listened to this album 4 or 5 times now, and I'm definitely going to put them on my playlist. The album's that good, but again, don't go in thinking it's going to be something different. It just isn't. It's just not.
So, will this is this a contender for an album of the year list for you?
This could easily be in my top 10 right now.
Really?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. If not an honorable mention, if we stop today.
Yeah.
Not sure if they'd make my top 10, but they would be an honorable mention. You know why, John?
Close.
You got to give them their street cred. They've paid their dues. They're still making hits, still on the radio. You got to respect that.
Sure. I won't beat them up. I mean, hey, they've got 11 albums out. Their spin counts are huge. So I have no albums out and no spin count. So who am I to judge?
They've sold over 12 million records. Come on,
right?
A lot of records.
Yeah. So I'm not going to beat up on them. I just
all right, go ahead. Let's give it a score, John.
Because you're not going to find anything new on this. My score came down a little bit, but as for all the reasons I've already mentioned, it's still, I've got it at a 7.75.
Okay.
Floating up around an 8. Because it's a good record objectively in that it was performed well and captured well. And generally speaking, from front to back, it plays pretty good without too many weird spots in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said. Yeah, well said. And I'm not gonna repeat myself, but I'm just gonna go back to what I said a few minutes before.
So you are going to repeat yourself.
I'm not gonna, they are who they are. They've been around a long time. They earn their credit. They earn their dues. And because of that, I would have been with John. I would have been a 7.5 on this, but because of what I said, I'm going to give him an 8, and I think that's fair.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. All right, well, good, man. It was, it was nice to. I haven't listened to P.O.D. for a long time.
It felt nice. It's been 6 years. It's crazy that they've had you don't realize how fast time goes. This is their 11th album. It's a lot of albums,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And it took 6 years, but this is a good one too. This is a very good listen. Would you agree, John? It's an easy listening.
It's an easy listen.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. And I would never, I wouldn't want to ever call anybody simple, because saying something is simple, I think, can have such a negative connotation to it. But it's comfortable. We'll say it's comfortable because you know what you're going to get. And it's, in that regard, it's a very easy listen.
Yeah.
Does it turn all the cranks that, other bands turn for me? No, it doesn't. But I wouldn't put P.O.D. on and expect to hear King Crimson, have that King Crimson experience.
Exactly.
Or a, Dolly Thunder in concept experience. When I want to just keep it straight up aggro, I'll go straight up aggro. When I want to get some old school 90s nu metal rap rock, well, P.O.D. is definitely a great option there. And this album was an example of that.
There you go. Well said.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we look forward to doing the next one with you, man.
Yeah, maybe Derek will join us next time. We'll see.
We'll see if he's not too busy. All right, brother. Until the next time.
Peace.
See ya.